We set out on a journey to Jakande in Lekki, Lagos, Nigeria, to explore the site of the current demolition that took place there. We wanted to get a first-hand view of the scene and to get some answers to help understand why the demolition took place in the first place, and how the events that happened can affect investors seeking to invest in Lagos real estate. After this, I'll be speaking with a seasoned realtor who happens to be my guide to the area, as she shares a professional opinion while answering some burning questions in the mind of investors and how this can impact investment. All right. My name is Trust Roberts, and I'm here with
Aroshebe Joy.
All right. So Joy is a realtor with Indigo Homes and Developments. Today we're going to be answering questions about the demolition taking place. There's a lot of information making news right now, and this has the potential of getting people worried about their investments in Lagos State. And it is also true that Jakande is not the only place that is being demolished right now. A few other places like Ikota, we have demolition going on in there, as well as
Hopeville
Estate.
Yeah.
Okay. And we should also mention that for these various areas, there are different reasons for which these demolitions have taken place. Unknowns to people, there is the assumption that they're just demolition, willingly. But we want to really uncover some of the reasons behind this demolition and why we need to, or what we can do, to prevent such for our investments and properties. So let's talk about Jakande right now. Let's get an overview of how that place got to be in the heart of Lekki right now, because judging from what we can see in the video, it looks like a shanty.
Yeah, so Jakande, as the name implies, is was a governor of Lagos State, and his name was Lateef Jakande. And he was governor of Lagos State from 1979 to 1983. So he was the one that resettled people living currently in Jakande.
Where did those people come from?
They actually came from Lekki, which was then called the Morocco at the time.
Okay. So those people were moved from, they were resettled from
Morocco to Jakande.
Jakande.
Yes.
Why were they resettled?
Okay, so we all know that every land belongs to the government, and government can come for it when they have needs for it. So there was a need for Lekki, which was Morocco, by the government, and that is why they were resettled there.
Okay. So these people that were resettled, first off, I just want to point out something here. The government had an interest in their then location.
Yes.
And instead of just demolishing their property,
it was actually a slum at the time as well.
It was a slum.
Yeah.
But even at that, they resettled them.
Yes.
They didn't just demolish and leave them. They actually,
those that had documentations right.
Had proper documents. All right, that's fine. So now there is demolition going on in Jakande right now.
It will not be a case of they resettled us here and now they've come for us again.
Very good.
Right?
So exactly why is this demolition taking place?
Okay, so if you go to Jakande now, the place that has actually been demolished is the part where the coastal road passed through. Coastal road construction is ongoing and there's a need for an expansion. So where was demolished was part of the coastal road. But if you have a closer view at the video that we first of all played, you see that some parts of the shanties were as well demolished. But the structures, which is the main Jakande structures, were not demolished. Maybe the government will demolish later on, but for now they are still erected, right? So that place is a slum, and it's actually in a prime location. It's in a place like Lekki, and
it's actually in
Lekki,
yeah, in
right?
the heart of
It's
Lekki.
in the heart of Lekki. So for that kind of location, they know that government is going to come. Like some of the people that we interviewed today said they know that government will eventually come, but they didn't know when and how soon. So now,
Was there any notice that was
yeah,
served?
they said they served them notice like 3 years ago.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. So yes, so the official statement that has been put out, if you see on the news here in Vanguard newspaper, the official statement is that the demolition is taking place for two reasons. One, the coastal road, which is going through that
Yes.
area, but also the drainage canal system which they are setting up. All right, is another reason which was given by government officials for
The demolition.
the demolition. However, we should point out that, especially from what we heard today, that we can expect that that entire Jakande and all of those buildings will be demolished. Right?
Yeah.
So, what remedy? All right, what remedy is the government, putting in place for people who have the right documents? What?
Okay, so for people who have the right document, we spoke to a couple of them and they said government has asked them to submit their documents so that they are looking at it. Even they themselves, landlords association and all of that, they've been having a couple of meetings with the government and they hope that they are being settled either by resettlement or by being paid off.
Mhm. And that's usually the standard
Yes,
practice.
that's what.
That was how they got to where they are right now. They were actually resettled and they
Yes.
were given proper documentation
Yes.
by the government. So the
Yes.
standard practice, if the government is encroaching on the property and you have the right documents, then you are in line for settlement of some sort.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So armed with this information, what do investors need to know, about before they purchase a property, landed property, building in any region of Lagos?
Okay, so what you need to know, one, if you are not here in person, you can send a representative from your family to go and look at that property. Before you even fill any form, ensure that you know, in quotes, where you are buying, right? After that, if you are buying from a developer, ensure that they give you a form to fill. If you are paying in installments, you'll be given contract of sale and your survey. The first thing you do, even before filling your forms, is request for the survey of the property and go and verify. Go and verify. That's what I tell people. It's very cheap. At least you verify with some hundreds of thousands, but you are investing in millions. So which is better to lose? It's better to lose your hundreds of thousands than to lose your millions, right? So get a surveyor to go and verify for you. And you can still get your lawyer to check the deed of the property to be sure that these people, the developers, have bought and have fully paid the company and the families that they have bought those properties from. So after you have done all your background checks, you are good to go.
Okay, so let's talk about that survey a little bit. The survey should show certain things. One, if the property is built in a place that is vested,
Mhm.
an area where government has an interest in,
To show you committed.
that would show you committed,
Yes.
right? Such properties, you know best not to go for them,
Run.
not to go for them. All right. So if the area is allocated, let's say agriculture, for instance, it will also show you that. And if you're building in, a property, an area, a region that has been allocated for agricultural purposes.
Okay, so Let me
Will
give
there be the possibility of a demolition?
let me give an instance. Some of the properties in places like Epe, because Epe used to be a freehold place, and most of them at the time were farmers there. So there are some places you will check in Epe, you will see that is agric, but the developers would regularize. So you can regularize a land that is written agric, right? You can regularize, but make sure that they have shown you the process of the property that is being. It should show you the process, right? So after you have done all of this, check the property, check the. Some of them would have still been having. Okay, so there are some fights that developers fight for their subscribers, right?
Okay.
That even the subscribers don't know. I don't want to go to
Okay.
that, right?
Perhaps in another video.
Yes, in another video
we'll
talk
yeah.
about all of that. But just ensure that you verify your property before you buy.
Okay.
Even if you are buying from me or you are buying from trust, ensure that you verify.
Yeah, that makes sense. So with these background checks that investors can do, they can be sure that if there were to be any overriding public interest that might cause the government to come and encroach on your land, because while it is rare, it is also possible. Imagine if you have secured a property and you have the right documents, and then in the future there's a plan to set up a road that is going to pass through that region. All right.
So every property in Lagos has a planning. If there's going to be a road in a place and you go and verify, it will show you committed. So if there's going to be a road, I took somebody to sites, right? And we went for an inspection, and I was telling him that okay, we have there are properties that are facing the lagoon in case you want to have the ocean view. He was like, no, I don't want to do that for now because I don't know where the Fourth Mainland Bridge will pass. So there is already an information that we are going to have a Fourth Mainland Bridge. These are things that you should look out for. Where is the Third Mainland Bridge? Don't just say because they said it's a good place, it's facing the ocean, I have views, very nice view from the ocean, I should just go for it. Still do your background checks and verify.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So thank you very much, Joy. We've
Thank you,
covered
Trust.
Jakande in a lot more today. In our subsequent video, we're going to be covering Ikota and some of those other places that are being demolished right now.
Yeah.
Also in Balok Market,
Yes,
right?
yes.
There's demolition going on
Yeah.
there as well.
So we should also know why.
Yeah, it's important for our viewers to understand why exactly, because these demolitions are being carried out for different reasons, not just one particular reason.
Yeah.
Right? And with such armed with such information, as investors, you'll be able to make the right decision when it comes to investing in real estate. Of course, if you do have more questions to ask with regards to perhaps property verification, documentation, understanding the laws that govern real estate in Lagos, Nigeria, and how safe and secure your investments are, you can always reach us to ask more information. You can drop a comment on the comment section. We'll be sure to give an answer to your comment. You can reach us via mail as well. Our email is displayed there, or through any of our social media handle. I'm Trust Robert again, and thank you very much,
I'm Joy Arorishagbe.
Thanks for being with us in this
Thank
edition.
you.
Yeah. See you.
Bye.